What is going on, guys? Welcome to Games Videos. My name is Kyle. Today I'll be reviewing Game of Thrones Season 1. I just jumped on the Game of Thrones train like a month ago, and going into something with expectations like it's going to be one of the greatest TV you'll ever watch, it's like one of the greatest shows ever. Going into something like that, usually it's a movie, but if it's a TV show or a movie or a game, I usually end up hating it because my expectations are so unrealistic. This show really met those expectations. I was shocked. But before I get into what I liked about it, normally I don't talk about what I don't like, but they're so minimal, I think it would be fine if I just talk about it right now. It was so hard to get connected with these characters because you're just dropped right in the middle of a situation. Like the Hand of the King just died and all this other shit just was going about, like the Lannisters versus the Starks and all this other stuff. So it took me a long time to really comprehend what was going on because there's so much going on. And people are like, oh, you just gotta, be smart. It's not a matter of being smart. There is a lot going on with different names of families and all this other stuff. It's really hard to comprehend, and plus it's not one overarching story. There's like 3 or 4 different overarching stories going on at the same time, and once one story gets interesting, they cut and go to something different. Not saying that's a negative, it just keeps you on your toes, makes you want to watch the show even more, which is really well done. So that's really my only complaint with the series so far, because it's just really hard to comprehend. But I did cheat a little bit. I did watch part of season 2 already, and the show does get a little bit easier to follow because you've been following them for a certain period of time. You start to catch up on little things, like something from episode 1 I didn't get, and I finally got it on season 2 of episode 3. So it's got a really slow burner of knowledge and stuff like that, but I'm willing to wait that out, which is really outstanding because normally I'm like, if I don't get it on the first episode, I'm out of there. So let's talk about some of the stories. The Stark family, I really do love them. They're like the main family other than the Lannisters. I feel like this is more of a Stark story than a Lannister story because, like I said, there's 3 or 4 different overarching stories, and both of them have involved Stark and Lannisters, but I feel like this leans more towards the Starks, and for good reason, because they're like the good guys and the Lannisters are like the douchey rich people. But I love Ned Stark. Okay, you guys read the title. This is a spoiler video. Listen, I loved 2 characters in this show so far. There was 2 characters I attached to, I loved. One of them was Jason Momoa's character. I did not think I was going to like him. I mean, I thought I was going to like him going into the series, but then when I first saw him, I was like, dude, he's doing some fucked up shit. How am I going to like this character? How does anyone like this character? And then as time went along, I was like, what? How did they do that? First off, I want to know how they did that. They made him such an asshole in the beginning, and then instantaneously you just freaking like the dude. I don't know how, I don't know when. There's that transition of like, hate him, boom, you like him. I was like, that came out of nowhere. I love this character, and I love Ned Stark's character because he was like the happy father, like, oh yeah, thumbs up and all that stuff. They both fucking died. First off, Jason Momoa's character gets poisoned, right? Or some shit like that. And then the witch is like, oh, I can help him. I'm like, yay, he's gonna live. Season 2, here we come. And then she used some black magic on him, and then he becomes a fucking vegetable. First off, I'm a huge, when it comes to fantasy stuff like this, I am a huge fan of like magic and stuff like that. I love seeing that side of it. But they did explain that the magic people are basically gone. There's only like 3 of them around now. When I saw that, I was so excited. I'm like, yes, we're gonna get our first mage, and then we're gonna help this dude out. It's gonna be a grand old time. She fucked him over, and then he becomes a vegetable, and then his wife had to suffocate him. Fantastic. And then the next episode, freaking Ned Stark, okay? Ned Stark is gonna be like, oh yeah, I admit doing something that I did not do because I just want to go home to my family because the one bald dude with no dick said, you gotta think about your family. It's not about honor anymore. It's not about family. And then this fucking douchebag king named what's his face? The new king, the kid, Julian, I don't even remember. I don't care because I fucking hope he dies slowly and painfully. But he's like, okay, listen, if you just admit to this crime that he did do, I'll just let you go, and you can go back to your town and all this other stuff. And then he admits to it, and he's like, oh, like this and that, you're gonna have to die now. Fucking cuts his head off. I was like, what? This show is incredible for those reasons, because you think one thing's going one way, and they smack you in the face. We're going a different route. This show is fantastic, specifically for those main 2 reasons, and yet there's still a lot going on. So I'm gonna give this show 4.5 out of 5 stars. What could have given that the extra 0.5? It's just a little nitpick, but it's just so big that it's hard to comprehend all that stuff. But they did it. They couldn't have done it any better, to be honest. I mean, there was possibilities, but I feel like they just dropped you into it too fast. I feel like they should have done it a little slower. Other than that, the show is perfect so far. I want to hear your thoughts down below, guys. I have a Twitter, Instagram, _videos. Go follow me there for the latest news and updates on my channel. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, and I'll crap later. Goodbye.